In the heart of an old hospital, secrets hide a shocking truth that defies science. Right now, you are on the verge of unraveling the enigma of Isabella, a respected doctor who has disappeared, and what she discovers could change everything you believe about healing. What hides in the shadows of this place may cost more than you imagine. Are you ready to open the door of this mystery? Stay with me, because this journey is just beginning. It was a cold autumn night when the disappearance of the young Dr. Isabella shook the small coastal town to its core. Isabella was a respected and beloved figure, known for her fervent dedication to medicine and her tireless desire to discover new cures. She disappeared without a trace, without a single goodbye. The hospital where she worked, an old building with many stories to tell, now seemed to whisper dark secrets through the walls she frequented so much. Dr. Ricardo, Isabella's mentor and close friend, felt the impact of her absence more than anyone. He knew that Isabella was on the cusp of a revolutionary medical discovery, something she believed could change the course of modern medicine. But now, with her mysterious disappearance, it seemed the shadows had deepened, not just in the hospital hallways, but also in the hearts of everyone who knew and admired her. At the hospital, the buzz among the nurses grew. They whispered in the hallways, nervous glances at the closed doors of empty rooms. A feeling of fear and uncertainty began to spread, as if an invisible presence hung in the air. Patients, once confident in Isabella's competence and compassion, now murmured among themselves about invisible forces that they believed had kidnapped their beloved doctor. The investigation into the disappearance was handed over to Detective Miguel, a skeptical and pragmatic man known for his methodical and logical approach. He began his investigation with the hope of finding rational answers to the incident. Searching through Isabella's belongings, Miguel hoped to discover something that might indicate a rational explanation or motive. He interviewed co-workers, examined his residence, and searched his office for clues. During her searches, an old painting in Isabella's office caught her attention. The work portrayed a woman with a sad and distant look, as if she knew more about Isabella's fate than she could express. One night, while Miguel was alone in Isabella's office, he spoke to the painting in a moment of desperation. "What do you know about Isabella?" The silence that followed was profound and unsettling. In the midst of his investigations, Miguel found an unsent letter in one of Isabella's drawers. The words were cryptic, speaking of a healing found in silence, in observing walls, in empty hallways. "I have seen beyond what the eye can see, and now I am part of it," Isabella wrote in the letter. Those words haunted Miguel, suggesting that she had discovered something extraordinary or terribly dangerous. Miguel, now obsessed with the case, spent the night in the hospital, hoping to hear or see something that could be a clue. He felt like he was on the verge of a breakthrough, if only he could decipher Isabella's words. Miguel had become a man divided between logic and the supernatural. The inexplicable disappearance of Isabella had deeply shaken him, awakening an obsession he couldn't control. For the first time in his career, Miguel felt challenged by forces beyond his understanding, and this kept him awake at night, wandering the empty corridors of the hospital. The sound of his own footsteps echoing off the walls made his heart race as he replayed every conversation, every clue he might have missed. He mentally reviewed Isabella's words, trying to find a hidden meaning that could lead to a solution. Miguel was no longer the skeptical detective he once was. The case had transformed him. His search for the truth was now a personal matter, driven by both curiosity and a desire for justice. He felt the weight of the expectations of all those who were waiting for an answer. The mystery was not just about what had happened to Isabella, but also about Miguel's own transformation. He was determined to prove that even the darkest secrets could be unraveled through persistence and an unwavering will to discover the truth. In every moment of doubt, he reminded himself that the true strength of a detective lay in his ability to look beyond the obvious, and challenge the unknown. The detective often found himself whispering to the shadows, seeking answers in the walls that seemed alive. His obsession was not only with Isabella, but also with proving that he could solve the puzzle that challenged his understanding. Miguel knew he could not fail, for the resolution of the case had become the measure of his personal and professional worth. One rainy morning, as the storm lashed the hospital windows, the painting seemed to whisper. A faint, almost imperceptible voice guided Miguel through a secret crevice behind the painting. He followed a narrow, dark corridor he had never noticed before. The corridor seemed to go on for an eternity, descending deeper and deeper into the bowels of the hospital. Finally, Miguel emerged in an abandoned wing of the hospital, a place that seemed to have been forgotten by time. The walls here pulsed with a strange energy, almost as if they were breathing. Isabella was there, standing next to an empty hospital bed, her eyes shining with an unnatural light. "I have discovered the secret of healing," she said in a voice that echoed against the ancient walls. "But the price was too high," continued Isabella, her face illuminated by the ghostly light emanating from her. "To find out, I had to become part of this place, a keeper of the secrets it holds." Miguel looked around, noticing for the first time how alive the walls seemed, each pulse revealing more about the hospital's hidden stories. "What did you do, Isabella?" he asked, his voice shaking with the realization of what she had become. She just smiled sadly, a smile that carried the weight of knowledge and renunciation. Isabella explained that by delving into forgotten cures and ancient methods, she had crossed a threshold from which she could not return. Now she was eternally bound to the hospital, both protector and prisoner of its secrets. "I can't leave this place, but you still can," said Isabella, looking at Miguel with a mixture of sadness and pleading. "Take my story to the world. Let them know that the cure they seek may come at a cost greater than they are willing to pay." Thus, Miguel became the new keeper of the hospital's secrets, listening to the eternal whispers of the walls, while Isabella's story remained an enigma, a legend told in whispers through the walls that she once sought to understand. Touched by Isabella's story and sacrifice, Miguel promised that he would tell her story, that he would not let the world forget what she had done. He knew that, although Isabella could never leave that place, her passion and her legacy would live on forever through the stories told about her. And now, dear listeners, what did you think of this dark and mysterious journey? Remember, every place has its secrets, and some truths are best left in the shadows. If you liked this story and want to explore more mysteries like this, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell so you don't miss our next videos, full of riddles and supernatural discoveries. Until next time, keep searching for the truth, no matter how hidden it may be.